When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Hey, you guys, thanks for joining me. This is the Linzie Show. I am bringing to you lifestyle every Monday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Clark TV Network. I am so excited because I have a special guest in my audience, and all of them are special. I know I keep saying that, but everyone is special because everyone has a story, and a story that I know that you are going to benefit from. I benefit from every time I hear them, and I am, again, excited that we are going to share. Today, I have Miss Moriah Proctor in the house, in my studio. She came in all the way from Columbia, Missouri, my hometown. So our hometown is always nice to have home in the house. Moriah, thank you for coming.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Hey, a lot of people don't know, we just met. But our families are connected.
Yes.
Our families go way back from our grandparents.
Yeah.
And so I am so glad that I get a chance to continue on with the relationship of families, but also, just watching you and us connecting. I am so intrigued about what you're doing in this world and what you have grown into.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's definitely been a transformation.
Yes. I really appreciate you coming here into the studio because you did fly in from Columbia, our hometown, Columbia, just to be in the studio with me, and I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I've been watching you too, so I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. We were just together actually at our community black and white ball.
Yes.
I was so excited to see you.
Yes. It was such a good event. Yes. It was good seeing you there.
Now, have you been at the black and white balls in the past?
Yeah, I have. I think I took it more serious this time because I'm older now, so I know what it stands for.
Right.
Before it was more so, this is an event in Columbia, I'm going to go to it. Now it's like, oh, okay, this is the background and the history behind it. So when I seen all of the classes get together, it was more of a respect thing. Like, oh my gosh, okay. So knowing the foundation before, I think, it's every 4 years?
Well, it's going to be every 2 years now. It's changed throughout the years, but generally every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, so 4 years ago, I was partying, and I'm like, okay, black and white ball, we're going to go party here. I don't know what the foundation really is, but now, So,
now you know,
Yes.
And I am so glad that we're still continuing with our legacy.
Yes,
with that.
it's great. It was so great this year.
And I'm sure you heard all the stories from your mom and from the family about
Bear Creek family.
The Bear Creek family, yes, about what the way it was when we were younger.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad we're continuing that on.
Yes.
Yeah, it means a lot.
Yeah.
So let's. You have been doing, as I said before, you have paved your way.
I have.
You have.
Yeah.
And I definitely want us to, just to get to know you. And I want to be able to tap into your expertise because you have solidified yourself and you have broken ground and made ground in some areas in your life.
Yeah.
But you gave me a biography. So I want to go ahead and let the audience know a little more about you from this point of view.
Okay.
And we'll get right into it.
Sure.
Okay. Great. So, meet Moriah Proctor, a visionary self-published author and the driving force behind a publishing venture. As the founder of her own publishing company. Yay! Moriah's mission is to inspire individuals to share their testimonies, not only to build generational wealth, but to be an influence through her personal life and creative stories.
Yes.
Nobody story should go untold, said Moriah. With unwavering dedication, you guide and inspire authors through every phase of the creative journey, accumulating in literary masterpieces. Sorry about that. You are a dynamic community advocate. Moriah orchestrates uplifting events in youth and women, nurturing positivity through influential conferences, empowering seminars, and transforming travel opportunities.
Yes.
Oh, I want to talk about that. Hailing from Columbia, Missouri, Moriah holds a degree in human services. Channeling her fervor for uplifting others into crafting compelling fiction with life-affirming wisdom. Does that sound like you?
It does.
It sounds like you?
Yes.
That's a lot. Especially from someone your age. How old are you, Moriah, if you don't mind me asking?
I will be 32 in 3 days.
Happy birthday coming up. Happy
you.
birthday. That's a lot for someone of your age. And do you feel like you hold that much wisdom and life experience?
Experience, yeah. I mean, I've been through a lot, and I've learned a lot, and yeah. I mean, I don't really. I feel like I may be older, you know? I do. I'm 32. I'm like, I feel like I've been here for a long time.
This sounds like a lot of wisdom to me. And I say that with respect and with admiration, because there's just a lot of wisdom there and blazing through some of what I just read there.
Thanks a lot.
You have a son?
Yeah, I have 2 boys.
2 boys.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the ages?
10 and 13.
10.
Yeah, about to be 14 and 11. So, yeah.
Close. The birthdays are coming up?
Coming up.
Okay.
December.
What are their names?
Alejon and Darren.
Alejon. How did they feel about all of this?
Oh, they are my encouragement.
Really?
They help me with everything. I mean, they push me, they motivate me. My oldest son, he reads my books and gives me feedback.
Oh, wow.
He's like my little mini editor. So, I mean, they're right along with me, just pushing me.
Do you see them walking, having that same type of ambition?
Yeah.
Okay.
My gonna be 14-year-old. He's already started his book.
Oh, wow.
And he likes to do inspiring little segments, and you know, he has his little podcast that
he does.
Yeah.
Is he promoting it, or is it just
he's on TikTok? Yeah.
What's the name of it?
I'll have to give that to you because I don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll get back with it. At least we know it's there, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, he on one of his podcasts, he had like 12K views and all. I said,
already?
I didn't even have. I'm like, how do you have so many people on your podcast?
What do you say?
He's good with, I guess, doing the reels and all that stuff. You know, the youngins, they know what they're doing, though.
12K, that's such a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's been us giving them the exposure. Makes it feel like it's easy and easier for them to walk into it and have the confidence.
Yeah.
So you're doing amazing. You're doing an amazing job. You're doing an amazing job. I know your family. I know your mom. Shout out to your mom.
Yes.
And then your grandmother. Yes, everybody. So I said that because I know you come from a good family.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
They are. We are a good family. We're
very,
we're really close, and we just try to stick together and be there for one another. So
and just good nature, good hearted, meaningful.
Yeah.
Meaningful people. So yeah.
My grandmother, she's always been the root of the family, like everybody's grandma is. So.
Yes, I told you behind the scenes that this is something a little different that I haven't done on the show.
Yeah.
And I'm calling it the word trivia.
Okay.
You ready? The reason why I thought this was fitting for you is because you are an author.
Yeah.
You are a poet, and you're inspired by literature.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I was like, okay, this would be fun.
Yeah,
this would be fun.
I just hope I know these words. Like, come on.
You know the words. What I would like you to do is tell me your first thought when I say the word.
Okay.
Okay, I'm hoping I can orchestrate this one. I am not a comedian. I don't tell jokes well. You're like, what's the punchline? And I forgot. So the first word comes to mind, and it could just be one word, just peace.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of when you hear the word peace?
Peace.
Yes.
Peace is joy and not being disturbed by anything. Peace is not letting anybody get in the way of your inner self.
I love it. We're on a good roll. I love that. That was good. What about grace?
Oh, grace. Grace is needed. We need grace in order to get through life. So, when you say peace and grace, I, of course, because I come from a biblical foundation, so I think of God, and we need grace. We can't get through life without grace. Period. So
yes, I love that. Friends are hard to find. That's what I'm thinking when you said it. Friends are hard to find, but when you find them, you should keep them really close to you, because they're hard to get. You can run through a lot of friends, and yeah, they're hard to find. I agree. This is so profound, don't you think?
Yes.
Okay. You ready for another word?
Let's go.
Discipline.
Oh, I'm practicing discipline in different areas right now. Discipline is it's needed as well.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take you far in life if you have discipline. If you don't have discipline, you will fail in almost every area. You have to be disciplined. You
are so smart. You are the wisdom that's coming out of you. I
hope
love
I'm giving you what you're looking for.
You are. It is.
I don't want to go too far with it.
You are doing perfect with my idea, and it is inspired because I just knew that you had this wealth of wisdom, and to be, again, I'm back on your age, but yes, the answers are great. I'm gonna make it a little light. French fries.
Oh, French fries. I haven't eaten French fries in a long time, but I think of potatoes. I don't know, potatoes, French fries.
Potatoes.
Yeah. I don't even like French fries that well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nature.
Oh, nature's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love nature.
Mm-hmm.
I love taking pictures in front of trees and
mm-hmm.
the ocean, and
yes.
we have to be connected to nature.
Good.
Yeah.
That was good. Connected to nature. That was good.
Back to French fries though.
Okay.
No, I lied. I have had French fries. I have had. So I don't eat French fries from McDonald's and other places because they're processed.
Mm-hmm.
But we do the potatoes at home where as long as we got the natural, not processed potatoes, I eat those. But yeah, my kids eat a lot of potatoes.
Okay.
So I had to add that in because I have had French fries, just at home French fries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Not processed.
Not processed.
Not processed.
Yeah.
And I know that you are big on health.
Yeah.
And you do maintain a Pacific diet.
Yeah. Well, this year, I just started this year.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before this year, no. I eat anything. But when my dad passing and then my mom being diagnosed with all these different illnesses,
mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, go ahead and start somewhere. So that they motivated me to do the lifestyle change with the food.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could definitely revisit that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Family.
Family's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Having that support and love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But family can be challenging too,
Mm-hmm.
Of course, everybody has their family problems, so
mm-hmm.
you have to learn how to get through those family problems so you can stay grounded.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it takes everyone's input.
Yeah.
Everyone has to
do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Last one.
Okay.
Expectations.
Woo! Ooh, girl. I just did a real on expectations.
Did you?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Because
I didn't know.
Yeah, I started dating in October.
Okay.
And so I said, I'm not lowering my expectations, period. I've been single for 2 years. And every time I date, they want me to lower my expectations to, meet them, to fit them. No. So my expectations are, they say they're high. Okay, they're going to stay high.
Yes.
I'm keeping my expectations up there, and I mean, we all have to have expectations, and
you do.
We may not meet our expectations every time, but when it comes to a personal thing, like, between ourselves, we can fail. But I think when you have expectations for other people, you should kind of keep them, because
you do.
Yeah.
You should. It's your...
Does it make sense?
It does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense because it's your values. It's your life.
Yeah. But even with friendships, I have expectations of how I want my friends to be. Because if you are a jealous friend, I'm not gonna. We're cool. If I hang out with you a few times and I know that you're jealous of me and you're doing things that show that, like, you're not the type of friend I want to hang out with. I recently had a friend who we took a lot of pictures, and she didn't want to send me any of the pictures that that we took together that looked good. I just think that's weird. Like, I can get off into that, but I've had some expectations. I'm like, people say that's petty. No, it's not petty. It's the principle behind it. Like, why, so when it comes to friendships or relationships or anything, you have to have expectations. And if they don't meet it, I think you should just move around. Like,
I think in light of that, it gives you a guideline. Yeah. A guideline to you. Yeah. In how you define yourself. Yeah. And to hit back on the pictures, because I know that may be weird and I couldn't explain it how I wanted to. Me and you, we just took a lot of pictures before the show. What if I never sent them to you? Never. And why didn't you send me those? Isn't that weird? Well, I guess.
Would you expect me to send our pictures, our beautiful pictures that we took? You know what I'm saying? And so if I said, no, I'm not, yeah.
They didn't like the pictures, maybe?
That's what my friend said. She said, maybe they didn't like the pictures. Well, okay, what about this? What if it was a lot of pictures of just you, and you wanted those pictures? And I only had them on my phone because maybe your phone was dead, or, and I just said, I'm not sending you those pictures. Because, when we took the black and white picture, I inboxed you.
You did.
And I said, I don't know, I don't really like myself on this picture. And I said, no, I do. I'm going to post it. But we communicated that with each other, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what if I took pictures of you by yourself at the black and white ball event, and you were like, I really need those. I didn't get any in that shirt. I really, and I never did. Wouldn't that kind of be weird?
I guess maybe you probably got some behind the scene energy going on.
That's what I'm saying.
That some unresolved things.
And they were nice pictures. They're beautiful. I'm just saying. So it may seem so petty, but it's just the little small things. Like, why didn't they send those pictures? Or why did they do that? Like, some people will do little small things behind closed doors, but that small thing, it shows that maybe they didn't like you really. And, you just got to keep it moving. Like, why stay connected to people who secretly don't like you?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that was kind of way off.
But it's okay. It just triggered that. We got our triggers. It triggered that. But, it's experiences. Not even just triggers, but it's just experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for indulging me on my word trivia. You did great. You did great. I wasn't sure how that was gonna play out, but I thought your answers were insightful. Yeah.
I'm happy I could ace it.
Were you born and raised in Columbia, Missouri?
Yes, I was. Yeah, I moved a couple of times, like St. Louis and little small cities, Moberly. And I'm in Jefferson City, so that's 30 minutes away. But yeah.
Yeah. Did you graduate as a CUPE or Bruins?
CUPE, baby.
CUPE, so did I.
Yes.
CUPEs. I know that you attended college. Where did you go to school?
Columbia College.
Columbia College. How was that experience?
Yeah. It was good.
It was good.
It was a smooth ride, yeah.
Did you go right out of high school?
No, I got my CNA first,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started to work as a CNA, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start college. Where do I go? So, yeah.
Well, what did you major in?
Human services.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I have an associate's degree. I was wanting to do healthcare administration. That was, my goal, so I can get into the administration part of healthcare and get out of the CNA part of healthcare. And so, but yeah, I ended up doing the human services because they didn't have healthcare administration then. Okay. Now they have the healthcare administration. I'm like,
What year is that? What year did you?
2010.
2010.
No, I graduated in 2010 and I graduated college in 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Is that so you did the CNA?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you do that at?
That was in Jefferson City, a career center.
Career.
So it wasn't Nichols, but it was something like Nichols. It was like a trade school.
Oh, that's right. That's the word I was looking for. Trade school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, because CNA is considered a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Now we did. I know that you are traveled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where did that come from?
So with the CNA, me traveling, doing that was more so to the money. You make double the amount of money whenever you travel outside of your area. Mm-hmm. I mean, even when you do the contracts, I know you're familiar with them. They pay you more if you travel. So, that was my motivation for that. But when I went to Africa, my motivation for going there was just culture. Like, I was really inspired by culture. I'm like, okay, especially when I found out, the roots of everything, because I was ignorant for a long time of just some of the basic things. I mean, we all know we come from Africa, but, we don't know much about Africa. We don't know what they have going on, their culture, the practices, all that stuff. So when I started to learn more about it, I said, okay, I'm going. And then 2019 was the year of return, where they were actually paying for us to go over there and giving us land. I was that was in Ghana.
Okay, so what was that through?
Not sure exactly who it was through, but it was a big deal and a lot of people took advantage of it. And I was, watching YouTubes and I was on it, watching people actually do it. Okay. Like, okay, we're gonna get the money that they're giving us. They're saying come back home because it had been 400 years of the ending of slavery. So and even that year, because Trump was he was in the House, so he had to re-sign a bill saying that we could still be free, because a lot of people didn't know that we were considered slaves again. Like, whatever they signed, whenever they freed us, they signed that we would be free for a certain amount of time. That time had ended in 2019.
Wow.
So he had to re-sign a bill.
I think I heard something about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he wanted to, he could have said, I'm not going to re-sign that. Oh, yeah, y'all going to go back to slavery. It wasn't going to happen, of course. So it was kind of just an undercover thing that wasn't really talked about. But, yeah, when it was brought to the forefront, people was on it. So a lot of people left and went to Ghana. I followed a lot of people. And like I said, I was wanting to go then and didn't go. And so whenever I had the opportunity, I'm like, okay, I'm going over to Africa.
So were you were inspired by just information, the information that you got on, did you receive online? And
it was YouTube.
Through it?
Yep, YouTube.
Huh.
If you type in African Americans moving to Africa or going back home, to diaspora, anything as such, you'll get not millions, thousands of people are going. There's so many stories. I mean, there's people that are packing up and they're going back to Africa, buying land, building houses, and they're there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And you had to have been, when did this happen? How old were you then?
Oh, that was last year.
That was last year?
Yeah, that was last year when I finally forced myself to do it. Of course, I dreamed about it for 2 or 3 years. Like, okay, I'm going to do it, and procrastinated. And so, I finally went, me and the boys, and we had a good experience. I planned on staying longer, but I only stayed maybe around 3 months.
Okay.
But the goal was to stay long term, but I didn't.
Yeah. Okay. So how did the boys take it? Were they just all on board with the idea, or was there some convincing?
They loved it. They loved it.
Gosh.
I mean, it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they love sports, so as long as they was in sports, they were good. And I had them in different type of sports academies and stuff like that. They had tournaments and all that, so it was just, Mom, as long as we got something to do, yeah.
And they trusted you with it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What was your greatest, or do you have a memorable moment from that experience?
Yeah, I don't know if you watched the documentary, but I did go through a surgery there.
Oh.
Yeah. I was already going through some issues here, and I had a lump in my breast, and the doctors weren't really doing anything about it. I think it was due to insurance, and they kind of left me stuck, like, oh, we'll just wait and see how this is going to turn out. And when I got there, my breast started hurting really bad, and so, I mean, it was like pain to where I had to go to the hospital there.
Wow.
And when I went, the guy, he said, let's go, the doctor, let's have a surgery. You want to have it? I'm like, yeah, well, first, how much is it going to cost? And you wouldn't even believe the numbers. We buy shoes that's more. I'm just being real. That's how low the surgery was.
Wow.
The surgery over here probably would have cost over $100,000, but there it was crazy. So I went through with the surgery there. I went down, I went under. The kids were there with the nanny, and you know, I had to walk by faith, but I had to do it because I knew that I wouldn't get it over here.
Wow. So,
and for that price, and they treated me so well at the hospital. I mean, they treat us because we don't look at race. So you're not in the hospital and worried about, you know, that white supremacist mindset, or, you know, she's just a black person going under, you know, we're not going to really save her. But it was none of that. No prejudice, nothing. They looked at me as a human being. They loved on me. It was just the best experience. That I will never forget, how they treated me in the hospital.
That's amazing. I mean, it's amazing. And you were obviously there for that purpose.
Yeah.
I do. Felt about it?
I believe that God sent me there to get the surgery, but it didn't tell me before I went.
Yeah.
So he's like, okay, be obedient to me and go over there and figure out, you know, have fun, learn the culture and learn the background. Because I know that's what you want to do. You're into the culture. Do that. But while you're there, I'm going to cause that pain. I'm going to, you know, make you hurt. I suffered when I was there. At that last week, I suffered. And he sent me to that hospital just for that purpose. Like, they weren't going to take care of me like that here. Yeah, and he knew I didn't have the finances for the surgery as well. I mean, it was high here, you know, and then they look at your insurance that you have through your jobs and like, oh no, that job you work at don't have the best insurance, which is, so yeah, I think it was all God's will for me to be there.
And then to have that the nurturing experience behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that says a lot in itself when you get that love and that attention and that nurturing back.
He was holding
strangers.
me while I was crying, because I was crying.
Yeah.
And they had to, you know, give me an IV. I'm yelling and screaming like, oh man! And I end up having my flight was in a couple of days, and so I'm like, I just gotta get back to America. That's all I kept saying. I gotta get back to America where I can be around my family. And but the Lord was like, no, you're right where I need you to be. You know, like I was exactly where I needed to be. The doctor, the love, I can't even express it. The love was so overwhelming. No doctor is just going to hold you while you're crying. He was holding me, making sure I was fine. Over the top.
Do you still have a relationship with them?
I do. I've actually sent some money through a friend there, and we talked about being all over the place. I don't want to be everywhere.
You're fine.
But in the future, I would like to start something with him as far as maybe doing some type of donations to his practice, because he's the type of doctor that will help you regardless of if you have money or not. And so there's people that's coming in coming in his practice that he helps, and he's not getting paid for it because of the heart. And so if we could do some type of donation or, here and there, and so yeah, something that I have in the back of my mind, Yeah.
In a sense, it sounds like something that is going to be addressed.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you got a lot. What was the biggest thing that you took from that experience?
That was
it.
I think that was it there. Yeah.
Okay. Great. Would you like to talk about your faith?
Oh, I'm down with whatever. I'm very open.
Yeah, because I the reason why I asked is because I noticed that you have a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And you were sharing your faith, and is that a faith-based podcast or?
It is, but what's crazy is I have 2 friends who are not believers, and they're actually going to come on the show. I believe next week, and they're going to talk about why they're not believers.
Oh.
So I was like, this is a different angle, but I want it because as believers, we can be closed-minded and not understand other people's points of view. Oh, they don't believe. Atheists, get away from them. And I mean, some people have their reasons. I'm not saying that I don't want them to be won over to the Lord. Of course, we want people to be saved, but I think it would be good to have them on the show so other people can see what they've been through to cause them that hurt and pain. Yeah.
What's the name of your show?
The Moriah Tashay podcast.
Okay, Moriah Tashay. Is that the middle name?
Yeah.
Middle name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the base of it? I mean,
Oh yeah. So
what's it about?
It's basically to just have a good time and for believers to come together, worship, fellowship, just communication. The body of Christ, I know this may sound bad, I hope it doesn't, but the body of Christ is lacking that unity too. And sometimes we can be distant, and I think that we need to be more together and support each other more too. And so it's kind of that platform just for us to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you start?
I just started
Just
this
started
podcast.
it.
I want to say, a month ago?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you enjoying it?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
It's rewarding, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So now you're ready to bring guests on your show.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I used to go live all the time on my own Facebook, and so I'm like, this is the same thing. The only difference is I have a mic in front of me. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that our producer is telling us
Yes.
that we have talked. It didn't feel like it, did it?
No, it didn't.
Gosh, we have so much more to talk about.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we are going to take a moment
Okay.
and just take a short commercial break.
Okay.
And again, I have Miss Moriah Proctor in my studio, the Anna Linzie Show, and we will be right back.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. Even though we are one of the most food-rich countries in the world, 15 million children don't know where their next meal is coming from. This is unacceptable, and something the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks is working to solve. Instead of accepting that our country lets billions of pounds of surplus food go to waste every year, Feeding America has made it their mission to help families in need by rescuing this food. Through food pantries and meal programs, the nationwide network of food banks provides more than 3 billion meals, serving virtually every community in the United States, including yours. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank by visiting feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
We are back. This is the Anna Linzie Show, and I, again, am excited because I have one of my hometown friend, family here with me in the studio, and I am so excited because, guys, this young lady is doing her thing. She has taken on the vision and the call of her life and has just really put it in play and walking it out. And I'm just totally inspired. So, again, we have Myra Proctor. Yes, published author.
Yes.
We were here in Houston last night. You were here doing a video.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about that?
Oh, sure. I guess I can start with that journey. It's all new, but
Yes. What were you doing?
So I'm branching off into the gospel rap. I've always loved to rap, and I look at rap kind of sounds just so, I don't know what word to use. I don't know, but rap to me is more poetry.
It is.
Yes.
I
So
agree.
it's poetry, but it's just okay. I'm doing it to a beat now. You know. So I've been doing poetry since I was a little girl. You know, I've always wrote. And when I was in middle school, I mean, I would come home and write, and me and my best friend, we would do little poetry jams in our room where we would get up and okay, what poem did you write? And what did you do? And then we'll present it. And so anyways, I started to look at the Christian rap now because I used to listen to a lot of junk rap. And now that I'm saved, I'm like, okay, I need to listen. I still want that beat, you know. But so now I listen to Christian rap, and so that inspired me to okay. Once you start doing some Christian rap with your poetry, and so long story short, that's how I ended up doing that. And last night was my first video.
Yes. How was the experience?
It was real good. It was nice. The only downside I can say is I'm not a what word can I look for? I'm not like a shake it type of person. You know, so he's like, okay, I need you to get more hyped, and I'm like, well, I'm not a, you know, I just want to rap the song, but I don't want to do the, you know. So he literally had to talk me through it, like, okay, I need you to do this gesture. I need you to go here, put your hand, you know. So I could say that was the hardest part. Is me seemed like I was doing more of acting when it came to that, you know, versus when I'm rapping is more natural. I'm saying what I want to say. I can sit here and read my poems to you, or I can rap my songs to you right now without doing the extra. But the video had to be the extra. Because it's entertaining. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, it's the choreograph.
Yeah.
The choreography behind it. You know, but the words are there, the message is there.
Yes. So
I can see
that was a challenge.
Yes.
My next video, I'm going to have actors. I've already found them. They're going to act out a scene.
Okay.
And I'm going to be so happy because I don't need to do anything. the song is there. It's in the background playing. They're going to do the whole scene to the music. They may show my face 1 or 2 times, and I'm just going to stand. And I don't have to be jumping around.
Where do you want to go with that? You just face another way of getting your message out there?
Yeah. Just another avenue of sharing the word and being, you know, inspiring and leading people to the Lord.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it that you know, part of your, when you first started your biography, your bio, it said you're a visionary. And I love how you have owned that.
Yeah.
And
thanks a lot.
Yeah, you own that, and you're putting it in practice in various ways.
Yeah. God gives you that vision, and you just got to execute it and, you know, do different. He'll have you go different paths, you know, of getting his word out there, and especially with the new age generation. So with rap and hip hop and all that, that's the thing right now. That's in the media, so he'll want us to use that to get who he wants to get. Because I never really pictured myself doing rap music.
But you see the lane, you see the opportunity
I do.
for it. Yeah. Where'd you get that? Where'd you get the drive and the courage? I think it takes courage to step out there and walk out your vision and your desires. Where'd you get that courage?
I would say whenever you are, the foundation's Christ, of course. I know I've said that before.
It's okay.
But whenever you are, when you're in your word and you're praying and fasting, you know, God will give you that courage to do it. Because if you don't do it, then you're still, you're going to have a feeling of you're not satisfied with life. So I've done it before. I've ran like Jonah, where I'm not doing anything that I feel like the Lord has told me to do, and it gets you nowhere. So you're not fulfilled if you don't do it. So
I see that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
some people, you asked that question, and I'm sure that you have people who inspire you and you're motivated as people, but I do believe that, like you said, being in God's presence and in His Word, that alone builds your faith to walk out what you need to walk out in life. So I
have good people too. You know, I watch a lot of podcasts too. So there's a lot of people that inspire me. You know, that I watch. Kevin Ewing. I mean, I can list a lot of people that I watch, and I'm like, okay, they have given me that motivation to keep going, and you know, to really live out a purposeful life.
Yes, that's great. Okay, I know that you're doing the video or the rapping as a way of inspiring and getting what's in your heart out.
Yeah.
But you're also a published author.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And you just said you had a relationship with. Is it a relationship with words, or is it a relationship with the message?
I think it would be the message.
The message.
So,
yeah.
When
I was younger, I liked writing. And as a young child, I can remember thinking that I wanted to be an author or writing a book. It hasn't actually come. I haven't done it yet, but
speaking into existence.
Okay. It's coming. It's like, I mean, it's more and more at the forefront.
Yeah,
just the time, just the time. But
I can help you with that.
I know you can. One of the reasons why I'm having you on the show is because you're going to help a lot of us. You're going to help a lot of us, and I appreciate you coming to share your experience and your expertise with it. But I always like words.
Yeah.
Words. I was fascinated before we started. I'm like, let me look up this word.
Okay. Yes.
I'm a word junkie. I may not be able to pronounce it as well. I'm gonna get there on time. But I love words.
Okay.
Words are meaning. Words bring life.
They do. Even our names. I mean, it gets as deep as that. That's why you like, okay, Moriah with an O, because I was born with an A, and I changed it to an O.
You did?
Yeah. More purpose.
Okay.
More purpose.
What was that about?
So Isaac was when Abraham took Isaac to get sacrificed. It was the land of Moriah.
Yes.
And it kind of gets a little deeper than that, but I won't go too far into it. But God had when He transformed me, I could hear Him speaking to my spirit and said, "Change your name. I want you to change your name." Just like the story, a lot of people in the Bible, their names got changed, and so our names are important. Even my children, when I named them, I had no purpose. I hadn't known my purpose, and I just given them just random names. And so now I'm like, okay, we sat down. I was like, okay, we're gonna have our own little spiritual names. Y'all don't have to change it legally, but let's give ourselves our own names so that it could bring purpose into your life. So we did that behind closed doors, and it's just the spirit realm will know. This is the new creation. This, so yeah. It does. So not to get deep off into that, but what you said is very true. Words is very important.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I had thought about you as being a guest on the show, and I thought about your name. It's a different. Where did it come from? Because it felt like it had a meaning to it.
Yeah.
So it was Moriah, spelled with the A, and you changed it
to
with the inspiration of that transformation with you. When did you change it?
Oh, that was back in 2018.
You've been transformed for a moment there.
Yeah. Oh, it's a process. It is a process. So,
yes.
But at that moment was when I decided I was going to make the change, because you can talk about it all you want to, and I do it. So that was the moment when I said, I'm going to, whatever it takes, Lord, I'm going to throw away this, that I know what's in the way of me really, truly walking for you. But at that moment, when I decided I was going to change and not turn back, that's when I changed my name. Yeah,
and in your life, you've seen the purpose and meaning, decided to go for it. And don't turn back.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Which is in light of what I was going to ask next. When did you become in agreement with your vision? And with that, obviously, we talked about gifts, and some people have been given the measure
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
Yes.
And I believe it all comes full circle, and I believe it all works together.
Yeah.
And we're working on one, or we see a gift. The poetry, the author, the music, and the nursing.
Yeah.
You're a nurse, so we see all of our abilities, or some of our abilities, and we're using it at one point in time, but it does work within itself. So, when did you come in agreement with the gift of being an author?
I would say like when I first got saved and baptized and all that good stuff, I could feel I could hear the Holy Spirit speaking to me, and it was a rush of, this is everything I want you to do. It was kind of overwhelming too, because I was not mature in the mind. So I knew that I knew a lot that I was going to do before I did it, but I had no idea when it was going to get done.
Right.
And when I first knew I was going to write, I wrote a street lit book.
Oh, what? What is it?
So a street lit book is like it's a different genre of book, a hood book.
Oh.
A hood book. You ever heard of street lit? Or
I haven't.
Okay, urban fiction.
Okay, I heard that one.
Yeah, yeah. So because before I got saved, I was off in the world doing a lot of stuff. How about that? And so I lived a street lifestyle. So that's the books that I read at the time.
Okay.
All street books. Kiki Swanson, Lydia Clark, Carl Weber. Those are my books. So I wanted to hear about you getting shot and stuff. Okay. So I wrote a street lit book at first, and so and then once I started to really change my life and do things differently, I'm like, no, I'm not writing that junk, because who wants to promote violence? I'm repping the kingdom. I want to promote peace, love, joy. And so that's when I said, okay, I'm going to write a inspirational book. And so I threw that book out, and it's still on Amazon, and it did sell. But I wouldn't write a street lit book now. So
how many pages? I mean, how?
Oh, it was probably 100 pages. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It just tells a story.
Yeah.
And the story is about basically, I'm not going to tell that story, but I'm saying that any type of urban book, it just basically promotes a lifestyle of sex, violence, drugs, and
Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, there's obviously you started with that one, and there's more. You said you did inspirational?
Yeah, I did. The one that I just released is for the youth, so it's an inspirational book, and I would say Christian-based, but you don't have to be Christian to read it. But yeah, so I have that book out. It's on Amazon.
What's the title? Tell us, everybody. What's the title?
So it's called Mushy Love, but
Mushy Love.
Yes, Mushy Love.
Okay.
I'm changing the title.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I'm changing the title due to my readers and my new editor. They want me to give it the name of the main character. And it's very rare that I just, listen to someone's idea. When you're stuck with your own, ideas, you want to stick to it. But I really agreed with them on it, and so I'm gonna change the name. And I've already have the new book cover laid out, so I just have to present it. And so the way that we're gonna do this with each character that we bring out, we're gonna name the book after the character instead of sticking to that mushy love. So. Yeah.
So it'll be a series.
Yeah, it'll be a series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we take sometimes we take for granted that people know what you know in your field. So I'm going to go all the way back to the basics.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Because I want to know. I want to know, and I know our listeners want to know. What does it take to write a book? You just mentioned you're a publisher. You have a publishing company. So I feel like I'm ready to go all over, but we're gonna. you talked about an editor.
Yeah.
Okay, so a person who wants to write a book, can you, on a short version, tell someone how to get started?
I sure can.
Okay.
So that's what the company's for, because
Okay.
I went in blind. I knew nothing. I didn't know anything about editors. I didn't know anything about publishing and how to get it out there. So I did a lot of research.
Okay.
And so, are you wanting me to tell you the steps of publishing, or how?
Whatever you're comfortable with within the scope of your business, because I know that people can come to you and get a lot more. So just an overcap of this is what you do.
Okay. So I'll give you a small little story along with that.
Okay.
Whenever I wrote my last book, I was looking for a place to put my book for advertisement, and I wanted a platform for it to be on. So I reached out to a service, and I said, hey, I see that you are a published establishment.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get my book on your platform? And she said, you can if you use our services. We have to design your book cover. We have to edit it. They gave me everything they needed to do. And then, yes, you can put your book on our platform. And it was a really large platform. Well, I've already did everything. I already had an editor myself. I designed my own book covers. Everything that was on that list of services, I could do.
Okay.
And so I said, oh, this is what it takes to start a publishing company. And I said, I'm going to start a publishing company, because I had already been doing those things with other people. People would reach out and ask me, how can I write a book? What do I need to do? And so I will sit down with them, go through an outline, go through each chapter, literally help them. And I was doing it for free, because it was just, it was fun to me.
Yes.
And so that was the motivation of like, okay, go ahead and start your own. And so, yeah, it's very simple. The hardest part is not procrastinating.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Yeah. That's the hardest part.
Wow. Okay. So you offer A to Z publishing process.
Yeah, I will do your outline for you, and I have an editor that I hired, so she'll do your editing. I'm not really big on editing, like I don't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'll get your outline, get your ideas out onto paper. Once the editor edits your work, then we'll go back in and do your design for your book cover, and then I will also put it on all the platforms, Amazon. We have. We have a ton of platforms. The bookstores, your local bookstores, so I can go in, set up your accounts, and then send all your documents there. Set up your royalties. We don't get paid from your royalties. That's a good thing, because you just pay one flat rate to get it done. Your royalties are yours. And just get everything set up so you don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to do is just market your book and get the money.
Wow. So I see people who do publish their books. They go around and they do book signings.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts towards?
Yeah, I've been doing some book signings this year. They're really fun.
They're fun.
Good way to advertise, get your book out there, and to have a good time, really meet people.
So you basically acquire a space, network with businesses, or a space and set up and just get the exposure.
Yeah, I want to get a bus and kind of do a little tour bus too. If I can get a lot of people. We can just do like a little mini tour. I have the vision's big.
Yes, that's great. So when you say a tour, how does that look? You with the other?
Oh yeah, all of the authors get together and we do like a little small tour. So say if we choose to take a week and we just kind of travel to different cities. I mean, I've been doing it myself. I kind of just book flights and then say, okay, I'm going there. I'm going to set up there and sell, and you just find You'll network. You get on Eventbrite, or you'll get on. You'll see what they have going on in that city at that time, and then you pay for the space.
Okay.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how that worked.
Yeah.
Is that something that you would? I guess. Talk to me about a book agency. Is that the same or different? Is that something you offer?
So I went to DC like 2 weeks ago, and I went to a really nice conference, and I met a lot of people. My goal is to have those connections with the literacy agency, so that way I can say, okay, I have good published author, and they're self-published right now. But this is what their work consists of. Are you interested? And they may say, yeah, we need that work, and yada yada yada, and they can possibly get signed with one. So that's the goal.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the name of your publishing companies? If someone wanted to start the process, they want to work with you, Moriah.
Yes.
Where do they go?
I have a website. It's called proctorsprovision.com.
Okay.
Although that website does not have my publishing information on there, but you can still contact me through there. I'm working on my website because I do build websites too, and I want to build my own because I want it the way I want it. But the name is Proctor's Provision Publishing Company. So yes.
That's and then you negotiate. You said you have set prices already.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you take on you're taking on clients.
Yes, I've had, it's crazy, but I had a lot of clients and I don't even have my website done.
Okay. Well, that just shows your worth. That shows your worth.
Yeah, word of mouth is it's good.
Yes, it does. It's the best, right?
Yeah.
It's the best. So I am excited about that. I am going to be using your services, supporting you, and using your services and your vision, and all that you have to offer with it. What would you like for people to know about you at this moment and at this time?
What would I like for people to know about me? To sum that up in one, I would say I just follow my dreams. I follow my dreams. I set goals. I accomplish them, and I would encourage everybody to do the same. I think that's my motto.
Yeah.
Do what you're called to do, and even if you have to take baby steps. So something that I worked really hard to do is starting off, from the bottom and just working your way up.
Yeah, and one thing about you and what I've come to know about you is that you do complete it, and that's commendable.
Yeah, thank you.
It's just not a lot of projects flying all over the place. You mean what you say, you do what you say, and do what you mean.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Are you proud of yourself?
I am very proud of myself. I am.
Good.
I am. All glory to God, of course.
Yes.
I'm very, very proud of the accomplishments because of the feedback that I get from people too. It can go both ways. You're not supposed to worry about what everybody has to say and all that, but whenever people do respond and reach out and say, hey, that video helped, or that sermon you did helped, or whatever, it means a lot because I'm like, okay, mission accomplished. Thank you.
Yes. Let me go back to take a step back on the book writing process. How do you prepare when you are writing a book? Do you sit down and you start the book start to finish? Or does it start a few chapters in, come back to it? What do you do?
Everybody's different, but what do I do?
Yeah, what do you do?
I procrastinate. No, I'm joking.
What you just told us not to do.
Okay. No, I've tackled that though. I used to procrastinate a lot. Now I'm very focused because I want to get it done. So I start off with the outline, and I go from chapter to chapter, and I know exactly everything that I want to put in the book before I actually start writing the book. Okay. So it flows way better that way. It does. And then you're like eager to get to the next chapter. Like, okay, now I got to tell about that part because you already know you were going to say that part because you wrote it in the outline.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I have several journals.
Yeah.
They're just they're words.
Those journals make good books.
That's what they say.
Yes,
that's what they say. Mine is just put it there. I know it's time and it's getting there. I'm thinking, Moriah, you're going to help me organize my thoughts.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
I want you to.
I'm helping the lady now with that. What you said, how she just has a journal with stuff. She has poetry just packed up, just piled up, and so I'm taking her poetry now and I'm putting it together, and we're putting it in like not an outline, but a timeline
Okay.
And then she's just adding some things to it to, you know, give it that pop. But yeah, it's definitely, it feels so good when you're actually taking what you've been writing for so long and actually doing something with it, because it's going to inspire other people.
Yeah. I think I have a couple visions and books that I want to do. I want to do my story, do my story in a way just to share me. A lot of my branding is me. It's Anna Linzie.
Yes.
But I think that my story will help, my journey will help others and inspire others. But I also want to do some self-help type of a book, writing like a series or just a series of self-help with different topics as far as a career and personality and motivation.
And those are the books that like sell.
So is it good? I'm glad you said that.
Whenever you get attached to a good literary agent, they will tell you like, this is what we need. This is what the media is looking for.
Okay.
I need you to write a book on that. And so that's careers and all that. That is what's popping right now.
Awesome!
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk with you later. Yes, and I'm hoping, and I'm sure it will. You know, this is going to help others who have that in their heart to do.
Yeah,
you know?
And I'm learning too, because I didn't know that. I have my books that I like to write, and I didn't know until I went to a lot of seminars. I went to one in St. Louis, and I'm starting to learn how the publishing world works, because I didn't know. So I found out recently that that's how it works. They tell you what they want. It doesn't matter what you've already written to. No, they want you to write a book on that, and then you write a book on that. Yeah.
Marketing, and the supply and demand. What you sell. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see it.
The ghostwriting is something I didn't know about.
Okay.
I've written my books from start to finish. I didn't even know ghostwriting existed until maybe a year or so ago. That's how much I didn't know about the industry. It's just as if, you do nursing or you do whatever field or trade you learn, you have to learn it. So I'm learning everything about the publishing field. And so I'm like, what? People are ghostwriting?
Yes.
What? Then I look how much it costs. What? Oh, woo-woo. So people like T.D. Jakes and Tyler Perry, all these big timers, they ghostwrite. They don't write their books. And I'm like, okay, is that cheating? No, it's not cheating. That's how it is. They're too busy to write their books. So I didn't even know that was an option.
Okay.
So I'm like, maybe I'll try that route just to see how it works, getting a book ghostwritten. But when you're doing self-help, how do I really express my, are they going to be able to give it how I give it? So I don't know. According to some of the people that I talk to that are in the publishing game and been there for a long time, they're looking at me like, girl, that's it. If you haven't had a book ghostwritten before, you need to step your game up. So, okay, it's common.
Yes.
But I don't know. I have a different outlook at it, but I do have to transition into getting a book ghostwritten to see, how that book will do.
Oh yeah, and be open to it, to the experience, and to where it unfolds. Okay. Okay. If you had a person who inspires you?
Inspires me. My children.
Your children. Yes, your children. I think I asked that, but just wasn't sure if there was just a person that you say, but your children.
My children, and it'll be my children.
Your children, I my children inspire me too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you? What's next? What's next for you?
I'm just focusing on book writing right now and doing the rapping. So see where that goes, and if the Lord puts something in my spirit and want me to go that way, then I guess I have to reroute. Yes.
Do you have any lasting words or tips that you can tell someone who's wanting to get in the industry?
I would say just don't procrastinate and go for it, because you never know who you will meet, and you never know when it's your time. You never know. It could be your time. You may think, oh, that book's not going to be it, but then it's it. And then everybody's inspired by your testimony. Yeah. if you don't mind me adding, I know we talked before this, and you talked about how you traveled to Germany and you were married, military, right? Mm-hmm. That right there, that experience, people are gonna need that. So yes, you got a lot to share.
Yeah,
yes,
I believe that
military is big, and people are gonna want to know that experience.
Yes. Guess who I have in my collection there? I'm bringing in my library here into the studio. I have Roshan Kaysen.
Okay. I got her book too. Yes.
That was a good one.
Yes.
I almost couldn't put that down. Shout out to Roshan Kaysen.
Yes.
What's the name?
It Lost in My Own Word.
Lost
in My Own World. Sorry.
Lost in My Own World.
Yes,
Roshan, shout out to you. Columbia.
Yes, okay.
She's in Dallas now, but yes. So, again, thank you, Moriah. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Sharing your expertise, your life with us.
Yes.
And I can't wait for us to do this again.
Mm-hmm. Anytime.
Yes.
I'm just a fly away.
Right. And I'll be home next week.
Okay.
Next week doing some things. So, but, just collaborating even more and having you back on the show or however we link up again, because I feel like this is just the beginning for us. Yes. Welcome to the Anna Linzie Show.
Thank you so much.
Hey, that was great. That was great. It's some of the things that I wanted to know. But, guys, we really appreciate you tuning in today, the Anna Linzie Show with Clark TV Network. Again, tune in every Monday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you soon.
Awesome. Yay!
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have prediabetes? If you do, you're not alone. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, and more than 80% don't know they have it. Prediabetes is a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. But now, North Carolina residents with prediabetes can enroll in a free or low-cost national diabetes prevention program. You can make healthy changes with support from this proven program. Get started now at joinaprogram.org.